Hello students, in last lecture we have completed our second lesson, that is the work and energy, and now in today's video we have to study some numericals in the exercise. Okay, so let's see the numericals from that exercise. So there is a fifth question. Solve the following example. Question number 1, 2 and 3 that I have given you for the homework. Okay, and now the fifth question, that solve the following examples. Let us take the first question from that fifth question. So first question A, let's see what is it. An electric pump has 2 kilowatt power. Okay, if you have books, then you can write down that example in your notebook and solve like this. Okay, so an electric bulb has 2 kilowatt power. How much water will the pump lift every minute to a height of 10 meter? Okay, so we have to write here the given quantities in this example first. Which are the given quantities? So an electric pump has 2 kilowatt power. So we have given here the power, that is 2 kilowatt, and now the SI unit is watt, so we have to convert it into first watt. So 2 kilowatt, that means 2000 watts. Okay, we have to multiply it by 1000. So let us write here 2000 watt. Then after that, how much water will the pump lift? It means we have to find out the mass of that water, right? Okay, so what we have to find? We have to find out the mass of the water that is lifted by that pump every minute. So here we also have given the time, that is equal to per minute. So 1 minute means how many seconds? That is 60 seconds, because in this example we have to use all the SI units, and SI unit of time, that is second. So let us write here 60 seconds. Okay, and then to a height of 10 meter. So also we have given here the height up to which we have to lift that water. So that height is nothing but the displacement, and that is equal to 10 meter, and meter, that is a SI unit, so no problem, no need to convert it. Now let's see, we have given here the power, time and the height of the water that is lifted by that electric pump, and then we have to find out the mass of that water that will be lifted per minute. So let's see how to solve this example. First, which formula we have to use here? Now remember, we know that formula for power. What is it? Power is equal to work upon time, rate of doing work, that we have already studied in previous lecture. So what is that power? That is work upon time. And if we use this formula, then we get that work done. From this formula we can write work done is equal to power into time. Okay. Now after that, how much amount of work is done on that water by using that electric pump? So how to find out the work done? What is the formula for work done? That you know, that is in the previous topic. Okay, so what is that? Work done is equal to force into displacement. Okay, then it is equal to power multiplied by time, since the formula for work is equal to force into displacement. Okay, so we write here the formula for work done, that is force into displacement, that is equal to power into time. Okay, so after that, now first we have to find out the amount of force acting on that water. So how to find out that force? Actually there are formula, means that water is lifting, it means it is moving in vertical direction, and so the gravitational force should be acting on that water. And how to find out the gravitational force? That is nothing but that is equal to the weight of the water, right? So we can write here F is equal to mg. So you can write here mg multiplied by this S is equal to P into T. Okay, and now after that we have to find out this M, that is the mass of the water that is lifted by that electric pump. You can write here, since F is equal to mg. So I hope you understood how we get this formula. First you write down the formula for power, that is work upon time. After that, work is equal to then power into time. Then how to find out work done? Force into displacement. how to find out the value of F? That is mg, because that object is moving in vertical direction, no? So gravitational force is there. And now let us see what is the formula for that m. Then just bring all these g and s onto that right hand side. So you can write here P multiplied by T divided by G into S. Okay. So we get here the formula for that mass of water. Then let us substitute the values in this formula. So what is the value of P? That is 2000. Multiplied by T, that is 60 seconds. Divided by G. What is the value of G? 9.8 or 9.81 actually meter per second square. Multiplied by what is the displacement? That is nothing but the height of the water, that is 10 meter. Okay. And now let us just calculate all these quantities. So this 0 and 0 get cancelled. 6 multiplied by 2000, that is equal to 12,000. Okay. Divided by this 9.8, and that is the value of that m. And if we divide these two quantities, means 12,000 divided by 9.8, then you will get the answer. You calculate this at home, you will get the answer, that is 1224.48 kilogram. Okay. So instead of writing this 0.48, you can just write 0.5. Okay, that is the round figure. So the mass of the water that is lifted, that 1224.5 kilogram. In this way we get the answer. Okay. So I hope you understood this method, how to solve, how to find out the mass of the water that is lifted by that electric pump. Okay. So solve it in your classwork notebook. Write down first the question from the textbook and then solve it in your classwork notebook. Okay. So then let us solve this second question. Let's see what is that second question. And remember always, you have to solve by using the same method, means first write down the given quantities, then what we have to find, and then solution, formula, and then solution. Okay. So now let's see the second question. If 1200 watt electric iron is used daily for 30 minutes. So first write down here 1200 watt, that is nothing but the power of that electric iron. Okay. So P is equal to 1200 watt. Okay. Then after that is used daily for 30 minutes. It means time we have given here 30 minutes. Okay. And then how much total electricity is consumed in the month of April? So how much electricity consumed? Electricity consumed in the month of April, that we have to find out. Okay. So how much electricity consumed? Now in last lecture, in previous lecture, I have told you that the electricity that we consumed in our household purposes, that is measured in units, and 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. Means if 1 kilowatt power is used for 1 hour, then that is equal to 1 unit, that I have explained you in last lecture. Okay. It means in this case, in order to solve this numerical, we have to convert this power into kilowatt, right? And also this time into hours. So 30 minute means how many hours, and 1200 watt means how many kilowatts. So let us first convert it into kilowatt. So 1200 watt, we have to convert it into kilowatt. So we have to divide it by 1000. So 1200 divided by 1000, it means 1.2 kilowatt. Okay. 1200 divided by 1000, that is 1.2 kilowatt. And 30 minutes means how many hours? That is half hours. Okay. 30 divided by 60. 30 divided by 60 hours. It means it is equal to half hour. So first we convert all this, and then in the month of April, how many days are there? Because we have to find out the electricity consumed in the month of April. So how many days are there? Number of days in April, that is 30. Okay, in April there are 30 days. So let's see now how to solve this numerical. So the electricity consumed means that is used in kilowatt hours, that we have to measure in kilowatt hours. So let us write here electricity consumed. How to find out? That is equal to power multiplied by time. Okay, in last lecture we have seen this formula, that electricity consumed, that is equal to P into T, or you can say work done. Work done is nothing but the energy, so energy is equal to P into T. Now let us substitute here. So the electricity consumed in 1 day. Okay, in 1 day. First we have to find out the electricity consumed in 1 day. So substitute here the values. What is the power? That is 1.2 kilowatt multiplied by this 1 hour, means half hour. Sorry. So 1.2 multiplied by this half hour. So how much it is equal to? Then 0.6 kilowatt hour. Okay, 0.6 kilowatt hour. Then you can also just write H. So this is the electricity consumed in 1 day. Got it? Now after that we have to find out the electricity consumed, total electricity consumed in the month of April. And we know in the month of April there are 30 days. So for 1 day, if 0.6 kilowatt electricity is consumed, then in 30 days how many electricity will be consumed? So we have to find out by using multiplication of these two quantities. 0.6 multiplied by 30. Got it? So this is the electricity consumed in 1 day. And now we have to find out the electricity consumed in 30 days. That is in month of April. So let us write here. Therefore, the electricity used in 30 days, that is equal to 0.6 multiplied by how much? 30. Okay, and that is equal to 18. Okay, 18 kilowatt hour. So this is 18 kilowatt hour. This much amount of electricity is consumed in 30 days, that is in the month of April. And 1 kilowatt hour, we know that 1 kilowatt hour, that is equal to 1 unit. So 18 kilowatt hours, that means 18 units. So it is equal to 18 units. So you can write the answer. Write the answer in words. Okay, at last, first you write down the numerical from the textbook and then solve in this manner. And at last you can write the answer in words. The electricity consumed in the month of April, that is equal to 18 units. Okay, so this is the answer of this question. Now let's see the third question. C. This is B. Second question from the fifth. Okay, and now let us see the third question. So consider what we have given. If the energy of a ball falling from a height of 10 meters. So first height that we have given, that is 10 meter. That ball is falling from a height of 10 meter, is reduced by 40%. Means that energy is reduced by 40%. Then how high will it rebound? Okay, we know when we fall a ball in downward direction, then when it hits the ground, then it rebounds. Okay, so how high will it rebound? That we have to find out. It means we have to find out that second height. So first height that we have given, and the second height that we have to find out. Okay, so let's see now how to solve this question. Consider when any object is reaches at a particular height, then it possesses potential energy. And how much is the potential energy? That is mgh. Okay, the potential energy at height h is h1, that is mgh1. So let us write here the potential energy at height h1, that is mgh1. Now this potential energy is reduced by 40%, means it decreases by 40%. Then how much remains? That is 60%, isn't it? Therefore potential energy reduced by 40%. Therefore potential energy that remains, that is equal to 60% of mgh1. Okay, potential energy that remains, that is equal to 60% of mgh1. And now when the ball rebounds up to height h2, okay, after some time when he hits the ground and when it rebounds up to height h2, this 60% of mgh1 gets converted into mgh2. Okay, so after rebounds 60% of mgh1, that is equal to mgh2. Got it? It means the first potential energy gets converted into second potential energy, because initially the potential energy is now 60% of mgh1, and now that is converted into this mgh2. Okay, because it rebounds up to height h2. So this is mgh2. And now let us solve this. So this mg and mg will get cancelled. Then what we get? 60%. How to write? That is 60 divided by 100 into this h1, that is equal to h2. And now just substitute the value of h1 here. So if we substitute the value of h1, then let's see what we get here. So 60 divided by 100 into what is the value of h1, that is 10, that is equal to h2. So this 10 get cancelled, this another 0 is also get cancelled. So the value of h2, that is equal to 6 meter. Okay, so in this way we have solved this question. It means that ball rebounds up to 6 meter high, okay, after hitting the ground. So now let's stop here. The remaining, there are only 2 questions that you solve at home, that is for your homework. And now let's see, we have completed here the 2 lessons, first and second lesson. So now we will start the next lesson in the next lecture. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.